What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's we'll be going over the This Week at Bungie post for today, April 26th of 2018. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So obviously, we saw the stream for the reveal of the new Destiny 2 expansion, Warmind. They actually have this trailer right here you can go watch. Is basically, if you don't know who this is Anna Bray. She's going to be one of the new characters inside of Destiny 2. She's going to be the vendor for the new Mars area, Gila's Basin and whatnot. But yeah, let's just keep moving on. So exotic investments. So this is going to be kind of going over how to make exotics feel more exotic. And then they talk about adding Exotic Masterworks into the mix. This session is going to be talking about how to make exotics feel more exotic. They've actually talked about how they're going to take exotics and make them masterworks. Now, I'm going to start reading from around here on down because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. But right here it says there will be, oh, that was wrong. There will be one exotic masterwork per exotic weapon that exists so far in Destiny 2. In order to begin the masterwork process, players will have to find an exotic masterwork catalyst. When inspecting the exotic, there will be a hint at what activities can grant the catalyst for that weapon. Not all exotic masterworks have the same drop rates. Some exotic masterwork weapons are guaranteed after a certain amount of engagement, while others are earned at random. So if you look right here, this is the Cold Heart exotic, what is this? Trace rifle. Yeah, that's what it's called. It says it right there. But it says right here, Cold Heart catalyst is found in strikes against the most challenging opponents. So I'm assuming this means you have to use this against higher tier enemies, whether it's bosses or maybe orange bar enemies or even yellow bar enemies as well. You can look right here, it has a little masterwork thing right there. If we read right here, it says once acquired, the catalyst can be applied to immediately enable orb generation on double kills for the weapon. Exotic weapons with a catalyst applied will also start tracking enemies defeated like their legendary masterwork counterparts. And then after applying the catalyst, there will be a bounty-like objectives available that need to be completed in order to upgrade to the final masterwork state, which will apply a stat/perk bonus to the weapon. So you see right here it says upgrade masterwork. It says defeat enemies using Cold Heart. To unlock this, enemies defeated 0%. It has this little masterwork thing, and then it looks like you get extra stability on this weapon and more reload speed. So having the extra stability is going to make Cold Heart a lot more consistent. Having that reload speed, you'll be able to reload this thing a lot faster, get back into the firefight for optimal DPS. So having a Cold Heart Masterwork is going to be really, really good. It says a few Masterworks will require you to do a thing where others will have multiple steps. These objectives will vary in difficulty and length, but will not be determined by RNG. The goal is for these objectives is to push the player to engage with the weapon that they wish to make into a full Masterwork. When it comes to difficulty, there are a few exotic masterworks paired with difficult activities or accomplishments in-game. We're expecting that there may be one or two exotic masterwork weapons that give players the opportunity to set goals in mastering specific activities in order to earn their most desired masterwork. So basically they kind of go on some questions that people might be having. So exotic weapon masterwork pursuits only need to be done once per account. You don't have to chase your white whale on each character. Through the masterwork process, duplicate drops of an exotic weapon via engrams, milestones, or even the exotic collection will be initialized at your current masterwork upgrade state. And then the exotic masterwork process takes place fully in the weapon detail screen, so there won't be any objectives that take up the character inventory space. Not all exotic masterworks will be available immediately when Season 3 begins. If you inspect an exotic and a masterwork socket is not visible, the catalyst is not yet available. And then we won't be publishing guides on how to acquire specific exotic masterworks. This is all in your hands. The next section is the exotic gunsmiths. Now, obviously, we've seen a lot of changes coming to exotics. Again, they're like, we want to make exotics more exotic. So there's three of them here. First up, we have the tractor cannon. So the tractor cannon has delivered a high amount of spectral and is a huge fun factor. It's basically like the thunder gun from Call of Duty, but was lacking utility for many players. To address this, in addition to the expected damage and physics impulse, any target hit by tractor cannon now has a debuff applied that adds suppression and makes the target vulnerable to void damage for 10 seconds. Suppression will function as you expect. So in the Crucible, this will shut down active supers and prevent players from using their abilities. In PvE, this will put most enemies in a suppressor state where they cower and grovel. The void vulnerability adds a significant weakness to any source from incoming void damage. So if you're a solo player, run it with your favorite void weapons and or subclass for optimal effect. If you are running with a coordinated team, we're both excited and terrified to see how fast you can melt some of our harder bosses with strategic void attacks. The void vulnerability does not stack itself, but does stack with other damage debuffs get to work. So if you watch this little clip right here, so they're actually facing Brakazan in the strike. So I'll save a Void Walker right here, a coordinated team, right? Hits him, gets that debuff, right? Throws a grenade, gets more damage, adds a tether to it, gets another debuff on it, and just starts melting him with void weapons. You see how fast they melted that guy? Do you see how fast that was? That was freaking ridiculous, dude. So having that void stuff is going to help a lot, especially when it comes to the Nightfall. Like, especially if you want to do Void Burn, that's going to be great as well. Next up, we have Hard Light. So Hard Light is inheriting the Borealis damage type reload swap. Holding reload will cycle elemental damage types in combat. The teaser clip shows off this pretty well, but what it doesn't show very clearly is the other interesting change that we made to lean into this weapon's gameplay. The bounced projectiles have always been a dazzling laser light show, but actually using them to do real work on your enemies around corners or off walls has been difficult. It's more of a suppression tactic than reliable offense. One option we considered was preserving aim assist for the lifetime of the projectile, but we couldn't commit due to the sheer amount of pressure that this would put on your runtime engine. Imagine 12 players on a console in 6v6 all using the weapon, each player firing a round every 3 frames, and our aim assist code trying to predict the trajectory for each bullet for up to 3 bounces and then attempt to correct it to hit a target. That'd be ridiculous. So rather, they made it easier for you to land a bounce shot. We made the payoff better for when it does happen. Bounce bullets now do double damage, so we're looking forward to seeing some montages from the geometry nerds out there. So it's gonna be freaking awesome. We actually get to see this clip here where they're doing a Nightfall run with this thing. So I think it's kind of meant to show off like how fast they could take down shields. So you see right now it is solar. They changed to arc because the harpies actually have arc shields. Boom, popped it, boom, popped it, boom, popped it. Changes to void because there is a minotaur over there, and guess what? They pop his shield too. Boom. See? Freaking amazing. Let's keep going through the clip. Kind of cool that it like over penetrates the targets, and you can still bounce it off walls, does double damage. Pretty freaking solid. I like it. I like how it's coming in. So speaking of changing your energy slot type, the Borealis is actually getting an upgrade. So for the Borealis, the utility of having a weapon that can match any damage shield is good on the fly, but in order to make the weapon great, we wanted to double down on the reward for successfully pulling this off. After breaking an enemy shield with a matching damage type, Borealis now deals double damage until the next reload or damage type swap. For PvE activities, it gives the weapon a more reliable benefit than Hard Light in both casual modes and high pressure activities. However, it's not a perk that was just meant for PvE. This behavior also applies to enemy guardians in the Crucible while their supers are active. Simply put, if you use a void round to break shield or kill an enemy in Sentinel Titan who is actively using their super, you have double damage sniper rounds. Yes, that's a one-hit kill to the body until you die or reload. It's pretty rare to pull off and requires a fair amount of predictive awareness, but we've had it happen, organically a few times during internal playtests, and I'm highly confident that skilled players will be able to make some amazing plays with this weapon. So let's check it out. I actually haven't seen this clip yet. So we have the Borealis, it's in void now it's in solar. Okay, that's a Dawn Blade. Oh my goodness. Headshot. Oh, is that a body shot? Did he body shot those guys? What? Okay, still completely melted that freaking Dawn Blade. That's crazy, dude. Obviously, we're gonna have some more exotics coming. I highly recommend following Bungie on Twitter because that's where they post all those videos. Next thing we're going to talk about is the new Crucible ranks Glory and Valor. So those are the two things that are mentioned up here. I'm not going to try to read all this, but I will go into some questions and some topics that people have. So within Glory and Valor, you're going to have certain ranks, right? So you have Guardian, Brave, Heroic, Fabled, Mythic, and Legend being the highest. To answer these questions, what types of seasonal Crucible ranks are there? Starting in Season 3, we're launching 2 Crucible ranks, Valor and Glory. Basically, something these up. Valor is strictly made for the quick play and the rotating playlist, and you basically just progress by completing matches, and if you win, you move up through the ranks faster. There's no penalties for losing or anything like that. It's just kind of like, it goes to showcase like how much time you've put into those, I would say, certain categories. And then there's Glory, which is specifically made for only the competitive playlist. Basically, it goes up when you win and goes down when you lose. That's essentially it. We're going to get into some more stuff here as well. So what do I earn for moving up the ranks? So beginning of Season 3, new Crucible rewards will be attached to seasonal Crucible ranks, blah, blah, blah. There's armor ornaments, emblems, and new weapons that you can acquire through both Valor and Glory. Players receive reward packages when reaching a new level in Valor and Glory. In addition to the suite of Season 3 rewards, we're planning on bringing a unique weapon to Glory ranks for players to work toward. The weapon will only be available for the duration of the season, which is Season 3, and once the season ends, it will disappear for a long time. This season, we have a new weapon called the Redrix Claymore. This pulse rifle features a unique perk set in Outlaw, as well as this new synergistic perk called Desperado. Reloading while Outlaw is active increases your rate of fire. This translates to defeating enemies in the same 3 bursts it currently takes from a high impact pulse, just much faster, so you don't lose the impact and you get an increased rate of fire. So make sure you land your headshot kills and keep Desperado and Outlaw running indefinitely. Redrix's Claymore will be available to players that reach the Fabled level in Glory. Ranking above Fabled will be rewarded with an ornament for Redrix's Claymore and a new emblem, and for those who push their Glory rank to Mythic and above, a special secret awaits you. That's kind of cool. So just to reiterate, Valor you can get from Quick Play, Rumble, and Mayhem, which are the rotating playlists, and Glory is specifically made for the competitive playlist. Trials and Iron Banner will not have their Crucible ranks. Obviously, they have their own investment and their own rewards attached to those, so that's why they don't have Glory rank attached to those. Next question is, why should I keep earning Glory week over week, just being like, well, once I reach my level, there's no point in playing, right? Well, each week your Glory rank will change depending on the number of games you played, maxing out at 3 games per week. Players ranked Fabled and below will earn bonus Glory points each week. For players ranked Mythic and Legend, each match completed will reduce the amount of Glory rank decay up to preventing the decay for the week. This means if you're a player in Mythic or Legend, you'll need to hop into the competitive playlist in at least 3 times a week to maintain your status. Next, will matchmaking be based on Glory ranks in the competitive playlist? So the competitive playlist will be using their existing matchmaking system. At the start of Season 3, we're going to reset the skill bucket in competitive and give every player an equal start as they climb their way to Fabled and beyond. So just some bullet points to reiterate. Valor caps out at 2,000 rank points, features a win streak bonus, can be reset when fully completed with no cap on resets per season. Resets each season, has ornament, emblem, and weapon rewards, requires a fixed number of Valor resets to earn some rewards, and is featured in the Quick Play, Rumble, and Mayhem playlist. Glory, on the other hand, caps out at 5,500 rank points, features a win streak bonus, and adds a loss streak penalty for recurring losses. Players can earn bonus rank points or fend off decay by completing 3 competitive matches each week. Only resets each season, has ornament, emblem, and weapon rewards. Features a unique seasonal chase weapon that can be earned at Fabled level, which is about 40% of the way through your journey in Glory ranks. And lets players earn ornament for seasonal weapon at the Legend level. The next section is Worthy Opponents, and it kind of talks about the changes coming to the Crucible matchmaking system. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but this main thing I wanted to read starts right here. It says, instead of using your normal skill value when in a fire team, we will use a modified value that takes your fire team size into account. The larger your fire team, the larger the potential modification. We don't want to try to completely nullify the benefit of team play, so our initial values are conservative and can and will be tuned as we see the system working in the wild. All these settings can be configured on our servers without waiting for a new update, so we'll be able to make additional tweaks based on what we see. Just stick with me, we're coming to the end. So Iron Banner is coming back next week. This is kind of like the Season 2 finale. Again, it is Control 6v6, and considering they've gotten a lot of good feedback about 6v6 Control, so in Season 3, they're going to keep it at 6v6 Control. For Iron Banner, just a forewarning, this is the last chance to earn your Season 2 ornaments. You can still get the weapons in the future, you can still get the gear, but the ornaments are the main thing, so be sure to get those. Obviously, I have the doc. We're not going to be going over that. Obviously, we have the movies of the week. I highly recommend trying it out. This one is an 80-second. We ran out of medals. So in literally a minute and 20 seconds, this guy gets like 25 kills. Completely ridiculous. And in this one, there is a montage. So definitely check those out. Obviously, we have the Nightfall top scores for the Arms Dealer Nightfall. 418,000 is the score. That's crazy, dude. Next person was 7,000 below. The next person that was about 8,000 below. That's just crazy, dude. Mine was like, I think mine was like 80, 90K. Like, people doing this, that's freaking crazy, man. Also, they have these new Twitter headers right here. So if you want to have some Twitter headers for, I would say, your Twitter account, they have these two that are available for that. But yeah, that is the end of the TWAB here. I know it was a little long. Kind of went over some things. Obviously, I'm very excited for these new exotic changes. I'm very excited for these Exotic Masterworks, man. But yeah, if you guys want to help support me, there'll be a link below. It's the best way to support me. It'll take you to a 4-minute video. It's not Patreon or anything like that. I think it's a lot better in Patreon, and I believe you guys get a lot more out of it than if I were to do Patreon. But if you don't want to do it, you can always like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you guys want to see below, because I'm making content for y'all. Like, I'm just trying to keep y'all updated, and if you want to see a went review or anything, definitely just let me know in the comment section below. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you next time.